LAPD is flying in circles over my apartment right now while I'm uploading the video. I want to be clear, Silverview Townhomes is also monitoring. They're being documented, and LAPD is flying over in circles while I'm uploading video. Remember, they're crossing paths, so they're engaging in the pattern of conduct directly while LAPD is amplifying helicopter activity. This is terrorism that the people of the state are engaging in together. Silverview Townhomes is going to be federally prosecuted. Everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison. Crossing path. And I'm currently uploading the video of the light source that's over me out after 5 p.m. at Alvarado Gardens, where the entity is group stalking by helicopter on an ongoing basis. This is Silverview engaging in group stalking with LAPD, Silverview Townhomes. All right, this is the pattern of conduct that's underway in directed light. The entity is flying in circles above my apartment. It's 10:09 p.m. This is also, again, the federal stalking in violation of Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. And this is the evidence against the people of the state at Alvarado Gardens. They're all going to federal prison. This is the terrorism that the people of the state engage in. This is exactly what Starbucks is documented engaging in. This is the entity that it's acting in concert with. This is P.O.C. Flying in circles right above my apartment. Just like you saw them doing right over here. Flying in circles over there and flying in circles over Silverview in relevant positions. They're flying in circles right above. And this is while I'm uploading video documentation, which the entity is hostile to. Okay, these are the demons of the Los Angeles Police Department that are wearing diapers while they're stalking me 24 hours a day, and they're engaged in federal stalking criminal conduct on the video of the internet with the people of the state who are hostile because they're being prosecuted and exposed, and they're going to federal prison for a prolonged term. And Silverview Townhomes, that entire community is going to be placed on the list maintained by the Department of Justice. They're going to be prosecuted as well. They're engaging, I want to be clear, acting directly in concert with LAPD. That's crossing a path while they're crossing a path while LAPD is flying over my apartment. Okay, that's P.O.C. This is the same entity that was flying for 47 minutes in a circle. And this is the same entity that engaged in kidnapping on June 16, 2022, while the light source was over 215 East C Street. That's the Ovid Family Community Library, where that light source is, you'll see it setting at after 7 p.m. as I uploaded the video to the Compare the P.O.C. folder, speaking to the pattern of conduct that's not only underway while they're engaging in kidnapping on June 16, 2022, and the light source is over that library, over my head. And then you're looking at what LAPD is group stalking in with a helicopter like they are right now under the light source that was over me at the same time, which is what I documented. But then you're also understanding the entity is maintaining a light source here in relevant position while Silverview Townhomes are group stalking in the path, and everybody at Alvarado Gardens are group stalking. And so while they witness the evidence of what is going to prosecute them in federal court, the demon-possessed population engage in what is getting in a helicopter and flying in circles repeatedly. Those are the demon-possessed. That's how they respond to that evidence, which is going to result in their federal prosecution and federal prison. That's how they respond to that. Flying directly over my apartment in circles, all right, doing so for a prolonged period, and then I recorded on camera. Let me be clear, Silverview Townhomes, you saw that car driving in, they're engaging in relevant positioning, crossing a path. That's how the demon-possessed are monitoring you and also communicating a threat. Also directly communicating that threat because they know, since they're monitoring your documentation, keep you under surveillance, they know that you understand the significance of all of their activity. Silverview Townhomes, which is nothing other than the people of the state, engaged in relevant positioning, group stalking with the entity that's flying above my apartment. Which is serving to monitor on the video of the internet. And I want to be clear, all they want to do is stop the video that's uploading to my Google Drive, and I'm still going to upload it. And you're still looking at this video of them engaging in what is ongoing stalking in a helicopter. And Rita Vega and every other apartment at Alvarado Gardens is going to be prosecuted in federal court, including the underage third-party group stalkers who you saw, Susana Martinez's teenagers, were monitoring with this entity that's stalking and engaging in terrorism, flying in helicopter, and they're doing so on plain view on camera. Okay, while they're engaged in criminal monitoring, knowing exactly what I'm publishing onto the internet. The Ontario Police Department, that's crossing path. The Ontario Police Department is the same entity that engaged in kidnapping under the light source, which you see again on video under video documentation. That light source that's there at 10:30 in the morning, it's still there at that same address after 7 p.m. That's the entity that's flying over my apartment by helicopter right now. All 59 units here are filled with third parties who are jointly communicating a threat, demon-possessed psychopaths who are caught in the midst of their criminal surveillance system, and they're all going to federal prison. every single last one of them. And all of them here, you know their social security numbers, you know their names, and you know all of whom, because I've published it to the Google Drive. And they will be added onto the list, which is going to be maintained by the Department of Justice. And every single item of evidence is going to be used against them and, for example, the Ontario Police Department. They're all going to federal prison engaging. That's the same entity that's engaged in kidnapping and defamation, flying in circles above my apartment while I'm uploading evidence about the pattern of conduct that they're engaging in. And then they go on about every other day like you're perplexed or confused about what a demon like Jung Pak of 1808 #1 is doing while she turns her back to me, knowing that she's being documented and still exhibiting that ongoing obsession to maintain presence in the path in concert with that demon-possessed agency that's flying over my apartment in helicopter. That's why they're all going to federal prison. And I want to be clear, Silverview Townhomes directly engaging in the pattern of conduct with simultaneity, that's crossing a path in light activity, and those demons are showing hostility while they engage in the demonic activity in concert at the same time that LAPD is flying over. Understand that. It's not traffic in directed light. That's how a demon is exhibiting hostility as well while they're monitoring. It is currently, and that's a sex offense. They're all going to be prosecuted as sex offenders because that's what a group stalker is. And Silverview Townhomes, the entire community, I have all of their addresses and I'll put it on this video as well. They're all going to be faced with federal prosecution. All of their, and by the way, when you get prosecuted as a group stalker, you're going to lose custody of your children. So they're engaged in a documented sex offense with the entity as a matter of documentation. So I want to make sure you understand Silverview Townhomes, who went out of their way to engage in the pattern of conduct by crossing path, creating light activity. While LAPD was flying circles over my apartment, Silverview Townhomes, again, third-party facilitating venue, 1830 through 1898 North Alvarado Street in Los Angeles, California. They are equally posing a threat to the minor children whom they are in custody of while they are criminally facilitating the state's pattern of conduct. I want to make sure that you understand that. Group stalkers that are in custody of minor children are a threat to those minor children. They are making them criminals, making them sex offenders, making them terrorists, acting with that corrupt law enforcement agency who you just witnessed providing an ongoing admission against the entire state of California, who's going to be prosecuted for this criminal system that they are clearly engaging in, and criminal monitoring on the venue of the internet. Silverview Townhomes filled with third parties. The minors that are on this property with the people of the state are going to be taken from the custody of them, and they're all going to be prosecuted. And that engagement of what is the means of crossing a path in light activity is a show of hostility. It's the criminal element of monitoring and with simultaneity to the entity that's group stalking with in concert with LAPD. They are acting in your face, threatening, posing the highest threat together, just like every other third party who is monitoring with the entity via law enforcement. All right, that's what they're doing by crossing paths. This entire community is in relevant position. The entity is keeping directed light over that apartment building. The light source which is right next door to Alvarado Gardens for the duration of the day, and they're covered in engineered light. The entity flying in circles over that community, which is in relevant position to me while monitoring me. They're going to be prosecuted, and you watch them engage in the pattern of conduct in concert with LAPD. Remember, it's not an individual that's crossing paths with light activity in the specific environment while LAPD is flying in circles above me. It's the entity that's entering into the gates, creating light activity and crossing path. All right. So I want to be clear, understand all of the implications with regard to Silverview Townhomes, who's also going to be facing a federal prosecution. And that's just the one with this address, which I want to publish. The people of the state that are covering the hillside, they were all monitoring, posing a threat also. While the entity is maintaining this specific environment, the entity is covered in the evidence. And that ongoing evidence against all of them while they live in relevant position. This is group stalking as a way of your life. This is a way of life for you. Group stalking, criminal surveillance, psychological torture. That's a federal prosecution. All right. And there are federal repercussions for being prosecuted as a group stalker. All right. It is currently 10:17 p.m. All 59 units here are filled with third parties, all of whom are engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring and criminal activity in violation of Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. They're monitoring on the venue of the internet, knowing exactly what it is that I'm publishing onto the internet, engaging in what are acts intended to threaten the life, physical safety, and overall well-being while they're monitoring that documentation, and engaging in ongoing communication of that threat to your life while you do so with the criminal purpose to obstruct justice. Okay, that's what that documentation just showed. And Todd Speaker is continuously documented both in and outside of the workplace, while his property is literally an ongoing crime scene. Everybody that lives here, everybody that is coming onto the grounds of his property is engaging in a criminal act committed by the state, which he is criminally facilitating, including while his employees are on the grounds engaging in the pattern of conduct. Okay, where your property is the means where the state is providing what is maintaining presence and engaging in the pattern of conduct, and the state is present directly and vicariously, you will be held liable for that civilly and criminally. It is currently, again, 10:18 p.m., and this is P.O.C.